Val Deniston moved in with her grandfather for a brand new start after a life-altering car accident. Now she's running the Cool Down Cafe in a local fitness club, and she even joined their tennis team. What she didn't predict that she would be doing is investigating the murder of one of those club members and also guiding her grandfather's newfound interest in cooking. Welcome to Fictional Narrative. I'm Neri, and it is Cozy Saturday. Cozy Saturday is a series where I talk about the newest cozy mystery that I've delved into. One of the things that I absolutely love about this book is Val, the main character, has an incredibly strong voice. She's also actually really good at sleuthing. That feels like it's something that I've been missing in a couple of the last cozy mysteries that I've read. It's just, yes, we're dealing with amateur sleuths. But even then, they still need to have the sleuth instinct to them. And Val has that. The author also pairs that with a cast of really, really great supporting characters. I love the character of Val's grandfather, where it seems like he's a character that isn't very affectionate, but in a way is very caring, quirky in his own way. He does have a healthy sense of prioritizing himself. And so, in a way, while Val is going through all of this, the investigation, everything, he's worried about her, but he's also worried about his own current situation. One of the things that definitely stood out to me was the buildup of relationships, not just between the characters that are still alive, but our initial victim, where Val is new to the town and doesn't really know the victim too much, and there are certain circumstances that put her in a position where she feels maybe it's not that good for her or beneficial to get too close to the victim while she was alive, even though the murder victim tried to be friendly with her. Even if she was a little bit of an opportunist, there was an opportunity of friendship there that Val missed. And as she discovers more about the victim, she finds this person who is flawed, yes, but she can see that the good outweighs the bad, and so she feels emotionally tied to solving the mystery, which is an incredible buildup. And then on top of which, the mystery itself, I thought the setup may have been a little rocky to start, but it actually ended up really, really good. I liked the red herrings. The list of suspects kept me guessing. For at one point, I thought it was for sure one person, and it wasn't. And this is all because the murder victim is literally in everybody's business. Another thing that I want to note is I like that in this book, in comparison to the past few that I've been reading, there is a lot less misogyny between the female characters. There is misogyny. We cannot escape the misogyny. But it is so easy for a cozy mystery to pit a woman against another woman, usually because they are in fact the strongest characters in these books. But somehow the author manages to do it in such a way that doesn't quite make sense in terms of this is an adversary or this is even necessary to the overall storyline. Really doesn't happen here. So a couple of things that I didn't like. One, Val almost seemed like a character that was too neutral. Like, I say she has a strong voice because she does, but I also feel like at the same time, I'm so removed from knowing anything about her. I know that she was in a car accident, and we get that, like, in the first chapter, she was in a car accident that changed her life. I know that she's traumatized from that. I know that she has goals for staying in the town of Bayport with her grandfather. I know that she's trying to put down roots for herself. But the little things, like, I don't really know what are the things that she likes, what are the things that add to her personality outside of being a sleuth, outside of being a neutral character for people to talk to. Also, there is a sheriff's deputy that, oh, to put it this way, if our murder victim was in everybody's business in a sneaky way before people catch on that she's in their business and would like her to butt out, he's very, like, aggressive in everybody's business. He's definitely a character that, although the sheriff is pretty level headed, he has an idea in his head and he just goes for it extremely, extremely aggressively. He's just being antagonistic for no reason. And literally by the end of the book, we don't even understand why, because he's not even a big part of it. So, that being said, I did rate this book a 4 out of 5. I absolutely loved it. I do want to continue it. If you're looking for a cozy that is both cozy and has a good mystery, I do recommend this one. Other than that, we're now going to move into the spoilery section. First of all, let's talk romance. It's giving slow burn, which I like. We do have kind of an introduction of a love triangle, but it is decisively not that by the end of the book. The love interest that we do have, any progress made in this book is almost immediately thrown out the window, and the book, in the end, they're like, hey, let's start over. And it's really, really sweet, and I kind of want to see where it goes. The love interest is very protective. He is an investigator, but for the IRS, so it's like a totally different thing. I just thought that was interesting because usually we see it's either like the detective, maybe someone in law enforcement, but I don't really expect that the IRS is gonna make an appearance. And yet here they are. In terms of the mystery, usually I find that when it gets messy, it's when we're getting near the resolution and near the reveal of our killer. This book handled that really well. It got into territory where it almost got convoluted, but then pulled it back, tied it all up nice and neat. I mean, this author did a really, really wonderful job. And when the killer was revealed, it was not only believable to me, but it was like step by step behind the scenes in the investigation. Things that, as an amateur sleuth, there was no way that Val would ever be able to find out. But because we have the actual professionals on the case as well, they were able to fill in those gaps to make it an even better resolution. Another thing that I thought was kind of sad is, so our victim's name is Nadia, and Nadia is a prominent real estate agent, one of the prominent real estate agents in this area. And so she's built up a lot of different relationships. One of them is with a young man named Jeremy, and she helped him find a job, and she was kind of like a mentor to him. Like, she knew him while he was growing up, and she kind of took him under her wing. Given Jeremy's, not so much his role, but how close he was to her and also the killer, and how torn up he was about Nadia dying, I wish we knew more about his reaction in this book in the aftermath, and how he was taking it and how his family was taking it. I really do feel like that would have added a lot because the author took such care in humanizing Nadia in this book, and I thought that was just the one element that was missing by the end of it. But because Jeremy himself is not, part of the murder, I wonder if we find out more about him in the later books. I will say, once the killer was revealed, I was like, I should have seen that coming, but I was kind of banking on it being somebody else. And then I realized, as the character realized, oh, what Nadia found out about this character is unfortunate, but also just capitalism. It is actually pretty unfortunate that Nadia was our victim in this case because in my imagination, the duo of Val and Nadia investigating would have been pretty awesome. So that does conclude this week's Cozy Saturday. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week where we visit a little town with a huge ghost problem. Thank you for watching. Bye.